Oh, yeah. There's the way you start. Another Sunday evening with Anthony Cumia. That's me, the Anthony Cumia Show. You know, the wizards up there in New York, the bosses, the head muckety-mucks of this whole thing, they heard a few of my shows. Apparently, people have been tuning in, and they heard a few shows over the past few weeks that I've been doing. And what do? They go, huh, what does the world need more of? Anthony Cumia, that's right. We are now a 3-hour program. Oh, yes. Last few weeks, you might have listened from 8 to 10 p.m. Now, 11. Let's see how far we can take this. I'm stunned myself, people. I am shocked and amazed myself. No, of course, the fine people up at home base up there, yeah, they know true talent when they see it. And regardless, they've decided to give me another hour of programming on their precious, precious airwaves. I do appreciate it, as I hope you do too, people. First, I want to talk about mental institutions. They don't really bother me. The lack of mental institutions bothers me, but it seemed, I remember growing up, there were mental institutions. You were scared to drive by them. They had this mystique about them. They were a good place once you started getting a little older and you were interested in girls. It was a great place to take a girl. Yes, Zoomers or anyone else, Gen Zers or people that don't understand what I could possibly mean by that. Yes, you would take your girl to a mental institution. And I don't mean to commit her like they probably agree with these days. They go, yeah, I could see taking my girlfriend to a mental institution. But no, it was to sneak around the grounds of a mental institution at night. It was scary. It was fun, adventurous. The girl was petrified, so she wouldn't leave your side. You take a couple of beers, maybe some other supplemental psychological things, and you're having a great time. That was a mental institution. We didn't want to know what was going on inside, but there seemed to be a lot of them. And the good part about that, other than being able to get a scared girl hanging onto your shirt for dear life, was that they were full of mental patients. Mental patients. These were people that, well, these days are just walking around. They would be locked up in a building behind locked doors, barred windows, with a staff of doctors and a few people in white coats with butterfly nets, as I remember. Maybe I'm recalling cartoons. You are a metal case. But I do recall it was a thing, and I remember it with fondness. But these days, we don't have them. I don't know. They've been folded into your basic health care, basic hospital. I know most hospitals have like, oh, where is she? The 5th floor. But they're not mental institutions. These were places where, I don't know, politicians, I guess, family members, they could stick people that weren't fit to walk the streets. They were mentally ill to the point where they could not assimilate to civil society. And it's a thing of the past now. And boy, do we need it now more than ever. We need them. You see, what I got to tell you, you scroll on your phone, one move of your thumb, and you've seen 5 people that should already have been committed to said mental institution. But they're just out there walking. I don't know what happened. I guess it was, I was looking into this a little to see what happened. Why don't we see these buildings and the scary places and know that there's nuts locked up there? And it seems that back in the late 70s, early 1980, not even 80s, just 80, there was the Mental Health Systems Act of 1980, signed by a president I think we can all say did a bang-up job. James Earl Carter was his name. Going out, checking out. He's at the front desk saying, I'm done, checking out, and wheeling his luggage out of the American hotel, and he has to screw something up on the way out. Because we had mental institutions. He figured this would be a way to get federal funding to the states so the states could have money to run their mental institutions. I guess, Carter did a lot of things that I guess seem noble. But truth be told, he screwed up a lot of things. And that might not have been bad. I don't know, because it only lasted 10 months. Carter's Mental Health Systems Act of 1980 only lasted 10 months. And then Ronnie Reagan came in and he was like, yes, we don't need places for these lunatics. I'm stopping the Mental Health Systems Act. And he did. And in the shuffle and all the nonsense, we ended up with no more big Gothic-looking buildings full of nuts. They just opened the doors and let them out onto the street. So what do we do? What are we supposed to do? Round them up? Open these buildings again? It seems like an archaic thing, like the circus. Because the current resolution doesn't seem to be working. There's different levels, of course. The current mental patient, I think, are the people vandalizing Teslas. The liberal. They're still the same liberal jerk-offs, if I may say, that we saw over the course of 4 years during the and even during the first Trump administration. But during the Biden years, you really saw them come out. They did all their little social media videos, and they just sound insane. This is what we're seeing. We didn't used to see this when those beautiful brick buildings with gargoyles hanging off the ledges and big metal bars. Remember big metal bars on the windows, and you'd walk around and go, that's where the mental patients are. Well, maybe someday we'll get back to putting them where they truly belong. Yeah.
Ant-Man, how we doing?
Ant-Man, you pain in the ass. Great. I'm doing good, John. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. I was just going to say, I found it pretty interesting that and I don't know if you touched on this, but the guy that made the torpedo bat is actually a physicist from MIT.
Yeah. Chris brought that up. Why wasn't this known about like 5, 10, 100 years ago?
Couldn't answer that. It seems like baseball is getting a little gimmicky lately.
You think it's a gimmick? Put some asses in some seats to see who uses the torpedo bat and hit some home runs. Because Judge is, what is he, 4 home runs in 2 games? Something like that. He's doing very well with this torpedo bat.
Well,
if he's even using it.
Someone told me that Judge wants nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay, so he's not even using it. So that should prove right there it has nothing to do with anything. Judge is slamming these things. He's already almost at a record for home runs at the beginning of the season. So, I don't know. It's like 2 guys are using this torpedo bat, and it's making all kinds of controversy. I can't help but think that this torpedo bat thing with the Yankees especially, it falls right into the Costanza wheelhouse. This is so Seinfeld. Like when Costanza was working for the Yankees, the story would have to be that Kramer knows some brilliant guy at MIT and tells George that he developed a new bat. So Kramer gets the bat from his friend at MIT, gives it to George, who gives it to the Yankees, and they start hitting home runs. But then, of course, something goes wrong, and it turns into a complete catastrophe for George, the Yankees, and everyone else involved. That's my take, and I'm sticking with it. Do I take this call? Oh, my God. Gino in Jersey?
Yo, what's up, my brother?
All right, it's not that Gino. No, I'm teasing, of course. Gino, what's up, my friend?
This Kamala Harris.
Oh, it's Kamala. How you doing? You've been away for a while. I would think you'd come out and talk about all those wonderful things you had planned. And just because you lost the presidency doesn't mean you can't keep doing those amazing things you would have done as president.
Hello there.
Hello there. All right. Thank you, Gino. What am I going to get? What am I going to get from the likes of Gino? This is a question that comes up every so often. Billy in Rockland. Billy in the great Rockland County. What's up, Rockland, Billy?
Cumia.
How you doing, man?
How about the old crew coming back, like the Dice Man, the J. Moore Man?
You know, in time, I'll be honest with you, and there are some comics I don't know about where they stand with me. I've been in some very big controversies as far as show business, broadcasting, radio, podcasting goes. So a lot of these guys in entertainment, they want to steer clear of controversy. They don't want to upset another guy that might prevent them from getting a job somewhere. So I don't know. I'm reaching out. To a few people, and a few people have reached out to me, and I'd gladly have them on. But, I think I'm in a healing phase here where people have to see what I'm doing here on broadcast radio and realize, oh, he's not just going off like that maniac that he could be. So we'll see. We'll see, Billy.
Great show, Anthony. Thanks for being on the air.
Thank you, my friend. I do appreciate it. And I really do.